on the enforcement or non-enforcement of city ordinances such as sidewalk clearing of snow, installation of sidewalks when building permits are taken out, and other rules for development.
That's a broad area to cover. I think that's 3 different questions that we can go on for quite a while. First thing to understand is sidewalks. That is a complaint basis for clearing sidewalks. So just the sheer size of our town, we could add another department just to go over code violations. Would I love to do that? Yeah, I would, but we can't afford it. We need to cover a lot of things. So we are a town in the area, that gray area. We're not a big community that can have another department just to do that. We're not small enough to look the other way. So it's going to be a problem for city commissions for years to come. I think we need to, the code enforcement on building codes, I think we need to manage that. That's something that's very important. I think it's to protect our citizens, it's to protect our contractors. We need to do, we do a decent job of that now, we need to do a better job. Like with everything, we can always do better. What was the last one? Code enforcement?
Installation of sidewalks.
Installation of sidewalks. I don't know that to be a problem in new buildings. That may happen here and there. We do have the process of adding sidewalks after the fact. We could spend more time policing that. Absolutely. Our departments are just not designed to police. That's just a fact. We don't have a group or a department in the city that goes after code violations. And that's just sheerly because of the size and budget of our community. It's on a complaint basis. And would I like to find the money for that? Yes. Do I think we are? No. We simply have enough other bills to add another department. I personally don't think that's the right use of our money. It's on the list, but it's far enough down that it's probably not going to happen real soon.
Thank you, Scott. The second person to answer will be Dick. For Dick Erickson, what is your opinion on the enforcement of city ordinances such as clearing snow off the sidewalks, sidewalk installation, and other rules for development?
Thank you, John. By coincidence, I had a fellow talk to me tonight about 5:30 that he'd been clearing snow for snowbirds on 8 sidewalks this winter, and he was mad because he could point out 3 or 4 places that somebody didn't clear it off all winter. And some of them were sidewalks that were built probably within the last 20 years that were built right adjacent to the city street. And that's a problem because the snow plows, if anybody noticed this year, we had a little bit of snow around Madison, and we had to put it somewhere. And the snow plows were plowing that furrow up on there, and it's a problem. But I think that, as Commissioner Delger said, we don't have enforcement people other than on a complaint basis to the mayor's office. You can call the city hall. We get a list as commissioners every week of complaints that come through the mayor's office. I think we're all in the honor system, and I think that people who don't, if my neighbor's out there shoveling a sidewalk or snow blowing, I have an obligation to go do the same thing. And so I think we need to do that. And I don't think we should feel bad if somebody doesn't do it, to just call City Hall and say, hey, we need to get so-and-so to do it. Or else go knock on your neighbor's door and say, hey, I think you should shovel your sidewalk. I don't think that's being out of line. But I don't think we're going to be able to enforce it exclusively. The other one was code violations. There again, we've added people to the staff at the engineer's office, and we do take that very seriously. So if people have code violations that are safety issues, they should take those up with the city engineer's office, and that's something that we will follow up on. And if you have problems with your landlord, there are other avenues for you on that. The sidewalk committee, I happen to be the adjunct member, one of the commissioners on the sidewalk committee, and I always tell people to complain if you want to do something, you can be on the sidewalk committee. So if anybody here wants to volunteer to be on the sidewalk committee, you want to lose friends in a hurry, that's where you can go. But I think we have a commitment, at least my commission term has, is to hold faith with that, and we're going to proceed to get sidewalks in Madison for safety issues for people walking. Thank you.
Thank you, Dick. The last to answer this question will be Roger Huseman. And to Roger, what is your opinion on the enforcement of city ordinances such as sidewalk clearing and the installation of sidewalks and following the rules for development.
Well, I guess as an incumbent, I'm not real familiar with a lot of the ordinances in here, but I always thought that snow removal was supposed to be done in 24 hours. My wife and I do a lot of walking, and I think most people are good at cleaning their sidewalks. What we've seen mostly is rental properties, that the sidewalks just don't get cleared where there's college kids living in rental properties and stuff like that. As far as building ordinances, I think, with a lot of the codes, electric codes, plumbing, we have state inspectors that do that. As far as the building codes, I guess we really don't have an inspector to do stuff like that. And as far as sidewalks, new sidewalks being put in and stuff around there, for a while they were starting out putting them around the schools. Of course, now we've closed up 3 of the schools, so it's kind of quit there where were supposed to be done within 2 blocks. So I guess they're not really enforcing that so much right now. But with new building construction, I agree they should have sidewalks. Mailmen need the sidewalk to walk on, and I guess that's my thinking on most of the stuff. So, thank you.